Good morning and welcome to Go on this Saturday. Welcome to your weekend. It is 5 o'clock in the morning, very early, right? Dark and early. I'm Tiffany Tarpley. We are a ways back, but you can see all of the smoke. You hear the flashbangs behind me right now. Jim, let's go ahead and look over here. I'm not sure what's going on, but someone is being carried, and it looks like they're being carried by protesters. I'm not exactly sure what happened here. Is this person injured? And I am Tiffany Tarpley. Of course, Russ is off tonight, and we begin with breaking news. 12 counties have now triggered enough indicators to be at red alert level 3, including 4 right here in Northeast Ohio, and 3 counties, including Cuyahoga, are approaching a purple alert level. Of course, that is the highest level. Big question, of course, tonight, what does this all mean? 3 News investigator Rachel Polanski joins us now. And Rachel, you're going to break this down for us tonight. We talk about back to class. We know that a lot of districts will be starting just weeks from now, but there are concerns about how to move forward and move forward safely during this pandemic. So we want to hear from you. Do you feel safe sending your kids back to school? You can vote. You see it right there at the bottom of your screen. Yes, no, or unsure. You can cast your ballot. WKYC.com/vote now. In the meantime, tonight, educators are weighing in on what matters most to them. If you're from Akron, even if you're not, chances are you know about the Tangier, a longtime event center in that city. And tonight, part of it is about to undergo a promising transformation. Manny Abraham got a first look at what's being born from a partnership between the Tangier and the LeBron James Family Foundation. Yeah, I think we feel that way about a lot of things, right? There are certain things we are ready to jump in and go ahead and do, and others, I'll wait.
Next, Tiffany, get outside. It's a beautiful night.
I'm already out the door now. Russ and Betsy are back at 11. Bye, Jimmy.
While these photos are in black and white, the issues are more colorful, more complex. With each click, Kent State University student Sylvia Lorson says her focus was on what protesters were seeing while capturing their anger and hurt.
I wanted people that couldn't make it out to the protests to see what it was like there, so that they know what's going on and don't just turn a blind eye to it.
Through her eyes, through her lens, you can see pain on both sides. This image stood out to me. One she posted on social media, a black Cleveland police officer, and the tear falling from his eye.
As I stood behind a shield of red police, I can remember protesters yelling very loud, chanting very passionately, "No justice, no peace, no racist police." And when hearing those chants, I became very emotional, as I knew the peaceful protesters were standing up for their constitutionally protected civil rights.
While this is not Officer Kevin Jones' actual voice, these are his words, which the Black Shield Police Association shared. For some, the pain and confusion run deep.
It's black officers up there. I'm sitting here screaming like, you can't be black and blue. You can't be here right now. Why are you here? Why are you not on our side? Why are you protecting them? What are you protecting?
Cleveland Police Patrolman Mr. Jackson is also the vice president of the Black Shield.
If anything, I would say to those protesters who feel why we're on that side, we need more people on this side. Who better to police your community than you?
There is always more than one side to every story, even the one behind this powerful picture.
Outside of my uniform, I'm an openly gay black male. George Floyd could have very well been Kevin Jones. I can feel and understand the pain felt by those who took action, peacefully demanding accountability.
The Black Shield vice president I spoke with says most officers agree with the protests, just not the violence, not the destruction. Sylvia tells me Officer Jones reached out to her on social media. They had a conversation in her direct messages, and part of that conversation, Russ, he told her that change is coming, and it's starting with him.
Wow, powerful words and powerful images. Tiffany, thank you.
Family photos often showcase the joy in life, celebrating milestones, offering lasting memories. And it's this window Suzanne Shaw won't soon forget.
We stood outside that window for about 7 hours, then she was gone.
The only view she had of her 95-year-old mother's final hours. Elizabeth Walker lived at Manor Care Nursing Home in Parma and died the day after Easter from complications of COVID-19.
No funerals, no viewings, no, any way to properly process.
1 hour later, her daughter Brittany called with news of what Suzanne believes is a miracle. Brittany was in labor a week early.
And it just made me think that as my mom was rising, she was sending a new life.
The next day, Magnolia Demetra Clark was born at home. For protection, Suzanne's first glimpse of her granddaughter was also through a window.
The window of grief, the window of joy. It's just such a strange time.
A time that won't be forgotten, and neither will those who comforted Suzanne's mother, Elizabeth, in her final days. You see, Magnolia's middle name, Demetra, comes from the nurse who held her great-grandmother's hand when loved ones could not. Tiffany Tarpley, 3 News. Through thick and thin, it is love that binds this family together. Kim Russell is the proud mother of Caden Russell and Brett Glaspie. So many similarities between the two, but they were born 9 years apart, and the differences don't end there.
My brother and my mom, no matter how much I love them, no matter how close we are, no matter how well we know each other, they could never understand what my life is like being a black male in America. And that's hard for me.
Caden supports the peaceful protests we've seen in response to the death of George Floyd. On Facebook, Kim wrote powerful, almost poetic words about raising 2 sons, one black, one white, having to prepare Caden differently for certain scenarios.
He's like, I'm a straight A student, I'm a state champ wrestler. I try to help everybody, and people still look at me like I'm a thug. You know, these kind of conversations are heartbreaking and eye-opening. And how do you tell your child why people don't see you for who you are? I didn't have any answers.
Now that he's grown, it is definitely a lot harder, just because people will see him. He's big and he's fit and everything. And I worry about how they're going to interpret him when I know him as just, this little annoying brother that, just always kind of around.
A moment of relief in a tough conversation, showing a family that's like so many others. Caden identifies as biracial, as much of his mom as he is his dad.
No matter how you classify yourself, especially being a black male in America, society is going to classify you differently.
If I didn't have Caden, if I didn't have this experience with Caden, I don't think I would have understood it either.
Yeah, it was great being here. I think Jimmy missed out on that purple memo we all had going before the show here. But the NBC Nightly News is just minutes away. Have a good night.